People flock to social media for anything and everything these days. Whether we want to look at what our friends did, share our own photos, we want to buy a car, look for a place to rent, or go on a rant about someone we don't like, Facebook has become the place to be on. The digital economy introduced and materialized the foundations for Facebook to become the giant it is. And it is this concept that gave the company the edge it needed to survive the vices of the modern economy. Within this concept of the digital economy lies the infrastructure, the networks, and the software which enables people like us, or even a company like Facebook, to perform economic transactions through the internet. Now, Facebook mutated this idea of a digital economy, which lives off the attention given to the platform, which in turn provided the electronic infrastructure for people to and businesses to form networks, which allowed Facebook sustained growth over the years while maintaining its flexibility to innovate and adapt to the changing world. By exploring previously untested waters and by using their platform to converge different aspects of electronic infrastructure, such as a place for companies and individuals to advertise, a social hangout, a virtual market, a communication tool, Facebook rooted itself deep into the core of the digital economy and all the logic that governed it. This report looks into the tools and decisions made by Facebook, which allowed it to grow steadily over the past decade, amid global recessions and changing human philosophies. Further, we analyze the idea that Facebook is a platform which facilitates human social behavior and alternate employment, providing the basis for the company to be so successful in navigating economic downturns.
Online digital platform is an online space where people can use it to expand their focus on data sharing, communication in community, and co-production of businesses in the internet. It is something people already do in traditional platform, but they done it in digital platform, and where most people found it to be more efficient with everything less time consuming and instantly happening in the internet. Digital platform influence their user to post content for free in the social media platform, where it can influence other users to create further content in the future. The higher number of engagement in the platform can influence the growth in the digital network itself. The growth of digital network can achieve increase in amount of investment towards the organization of digital platform and also improve their economic status. Digital platform engage their user correspond on the growth of economics by doing advertising directly to the user itself. Digital platforms such as Facebook appeal to a vast number of users who are actively engaging and sharing their personal information that provides data about their consumption preferences. As a result, advertisements on social networking sites are well developed at aiming at each user for accumulated information regarding user fondness and user buying behavior. This action will lead to the incentive associated social media economic growth. For example, is when we are looking up for what we interest in the internet, Facebook will give us direct advertisement regarding to what we interested with. This method of engaging in user interest is called platform capitalism or surveillance capitalism. Digital platforms such as Facebook can increase their revenue from selling user information to third-party advertisers as well to increase their economic status. The third-party advertiser can use the information from Facebook to help their business strategy on advertising to the right demographic groups. The information that is taken in the digital platform helps Facebook automatically use target advertising as well. The digital platform does not always depend on the economic structure in the non-traditional platform. The digital platform itself have their own economic status, which are different with the non-traditional platform economic status. As mentioned before, the digital platform has a combination of different sections of what non-traditional economy has, but it is presented in digital form. For example, is Facebook. They have their own economic structure, such as businesses that can be done in the marketplace, digital advertising, communication tools, and information system management. The digital platform has given significant advantages and opportunities for organization and clients for less time consuming and free content on the internet. Seeing that Facebook confirmed that their digital economy core, which do not depend entirely on the non-traditional economy structure, saving it from the domino effect following economic downturns. For example, is the regression in the non-traditional platform can affect the non-traditional platform to have changes in prices, currency, and economic status, but it doesn't affect the digital economic structure, such as Facebook having their community still online. Now I will pass the slide to Pamela to explain more on attention on digital platform.
Goldhaber describes today's attention economy as a type of economic system that heavily relies on human attention. Webster considers it to be a scarce resource and something that is truly valuable for companies in order to make money. Facebook, in this case, is considered to be a company that trades in attention. From its humble beginnings of being a social networking platform, with its sole purpose of creating connection with other people, Facebook is slowly shifting to a social media platform that heavily trades in attention. Given the abundance of the amount of user-generated content that we see in our timeline as we scroll through the app. Let's take the journalism industry as an example of how Facebook trades in attention and how it monetizes the user's attention through their user-generated content, mostly online news publishing, that they post within their respective Facebook pages. Given the fact that most of the users are now receiving the latest news on social media, news companies today rely on these platforms in order to create a revenue out of the social media engagements that they have received from their posts, coming from the audience who have interacted with their posts. Emily Bell stated that online news publishers have lost the power of news distribution on social media sites such as Facebook due to the fact that they control who publishes what to whom and how that publication is monetized. Another example of how Facebook trades in and monetizes the user's attention is advertising. Have you ever scrolled on your Facebook feed and seen an advertisement based on your previous web activity? This is due to the fact that Facebook's advertising revenues were also being complemented by data mining across other networks and platforms, meaning that advertisers track the user's activity in order to display ads based on what the user has researched beforehand. In conclusion, it is evident of how Facebook trades and commodifies the active user's attention. Through targeted advertising and post engagements, it comes as no surprise as to how today's social media apps find new ways on how to create revenue online, and that is using the user's data. However, some companies evidently argue that posting news sources online is somehow useless, since Facebook doesn't give them financial compensation for posting news sources online, which is a continuing problem that these companies face. According to Christian Fuchs, it has been reported that Facebook houses the most amount of unpaid workforce or users worldwide, with a staggering amount of 1.5 billion users. Given the fact that they are the biggest social media or networking site to date, Fuchs also argued that Facebook extracts their corporate wealth on user-generated content, which has formed the basis for its corporate value.
For Facebook, there are two types of growth. The first is user growth, measuring how many users are regularly logging onto Facebook. The other type is financial, where it measures how much money the company earns in revenue each year. The two growths are related. The more users the platform has, the more valuable each user becomes to the advertisers. This is referred to as the law of plenitude.
Facebook's recent financial growth has come through mobile advertising. When the company started selling mobile advertising in 2012, the annual income from desktop advertising was around $1 billion annually. Since then, it has remained around the $1 billion mark, but mobile advertising in the same time has risen to $15.6 billion in revenue per year. This is predominantly due to the fact that mobiles have increasingly taken over desktop computers as the device that people use to access social media.
In recent years, the growth of people on Facebook has been slowing down. There are many reasons given to why it is slowing down. Partly it's due to the fact that they have been so successful that the number of people that can sign up is reducing. More and more younger people have also been leaving or stopped using Facebook regularly. The reasons as to why they are leaving Facebook is due to the fact that they simply want to use just a messaging app. Although Facebook does offer this, many are choosing to use different apps such as Snapchat and Instagram. Due to many recent scandals involving Facebook, many people are choosing to leave Facebook because they do not trust them. Parents are also given a reason for their kids to leave the platform. Once parents have started joining Facebook, the kids felt they had lost that private area where they could talk to their friends without feeling like their parents are watching over everything they do. The USA and Europe are the areas where advertisers spend the most on Facebook and where the growth is slowing or decreasing. Today, Facebook is starting to open up new and large markets. The Asia Pacific region has been growing immensely in the last couple of years. From quarters 3 to 4 of 2018, on average, Facebook received 3 million users across the US, Canada, and Europe, while in the Asia Pacific regions between quarters 3 and 4, it went from 16 to 78 million new users on Facebook. Due to the increasing growth in this region, the opportunity for new advertisers from the regions which would help continue Facebook's financial growth, and due to the population in this area, this could even increase higher than it had previously been, if they can get a similar percentage of the population of this area on the platform. The more valuable they become, the more advertisers will want to be able to reach them.
The network effect is very similar to the growth concept explored earlier, only it focuses more on the importance of dynamic connections. Simply put, a network effect occurs when the goods or services of a business becomes more valuable as more people begin to use them. As more users make meaningful connections between themselves and the business, the better the offerings become. That's why you find companies with extensive networks like Spotify, Upwork, or Facebook offering high-quality services and products. Kevin Kelly uses the fax machine as an analogy to better understand the network effects. Imagine purchasing the first and only fax machine, a machine with amazing communication potential, built with high-tech technology. Great. Only thing is, it's worthless. Despite it costing millions of dollars in research and development, if this is the first and only fax machine, it can't perform its main communicative purpose. But the moment another fax machine is sold, the value of both machines increases. As more people adopt the technology, the network grows, which increases the machine's communicative potential. This same principle applies to businesses found within the digital economy. Now that we have a greater grasp on the network effect, let's go into greater detail using a modern case study. Facebook Marketplace is a prime case of a digital business that uses dynamic networks to create value and growth. The role of Facebook Marketplace is to enable interactions with external innovators who create or co-create innovation. In other words, Facebook Marketplace sets up an ideal environment for consumers to network and create value between themselves. If you log on to Facebook, you can see users selling their own products. This can be anything from home-cooked pies to plumbing services to refurbished furniture. Facebook Marketplace is very similar to the fax machine analogy. When Facebook Marketplace began in 2007, barely anyone used it. Little was being sold and the value of the function was relatively low. All of a sudden, critical mass was achieved, and Facebook users rapidly adopted the function. By the end of 2007, over 100,000 companies had signed up. It even prompted users to start up their own businesses from home. The modest marketplace transitioned into a huge megastore, and in doing so, its offerings became extremely diverse in quality and type. It was totally up to the consumer. Let's compare this to how traditional centralized businesses used to be structured. In the past, companies used to be described as pipeline in nature. The company would innovate at one end and push the completed products towards the consumer at the other. These companies had large R&D budgets, controlled product offerings, and desired growth. Modern platforms such as Facebook Marketplace is, in comparison, realized handing product selection and innovation to external innovators has almost boundless potential. Consequently, these networking platforms focus on empowering their users. Thomas offers Networks Grow, when the business removes all the potential frictions that could arise in between their users and their interactions. Facebook Marketplace does this by allowing user-friendly modes of communication and making buying and selling functions incredibly simple. If you flick through the post on Marketplace, you can see users discussing product details. You yourself can enter this conversation at the push of a button. By relying less on actual sales products and product innovation, Facebook can focus on directing the attention of their users towards creating rich networks. This bypasses the economic fluctuations felt by traditional pipeline businesses who directly deal in the value of products.
Facebook is a prime example on how flexibility works in a company that heavily relies on digital economy. Facebook needs to support its employees to make Facebook be what the people want and need. As Facebook is a family-oriented program, it is not surprising that the CEOs want their employees to be with their families. Below is from an article from the perspective of the employees themselves. According to one of the largest recruiting job site, Glassdoor, who has stated that Facebook is the most desirable place to work. Employees have said that there are a lot of benefits working, such as vacation time, and the pay is also good and secure. For Facebook to be what it is today, many employees with skills such as programming, hardware techs, developers, and marketers, to name a few, are needed. Without them, Facebook might not have been able to get this far in technological history, as a way for people to keep in touch and communicate with each other. Flexibility is not only for the employees of Facebook, but also the consumers that use Facebook for business purposes. One of the bigger consumers of Facebook are those who use Facebook to promote themselves, gather a following, or to even sell products and services. In a traditional economy, the workers were bound to rules within their society or within their workplace. Self-employment via a platform like Facebook meant that digital workers now were not limited to the traditional rules of employment, an instance where suppliers, clients, co-workers, and bosses had no place and no need to be geographically bound. In essence, Facebook enabled people to employ themselves without the need to go through legal barriers such as job interviews or a business registry. This allows most people who use the platform to not adhere to the standard time, which is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, and are able to work outside these hours wherever they want to. This is a new approach of how people work using digital platform. Even though these workers have a flexible work life, it does not mean that they're not managed by other people. Workers are monitored and watched via online platforms, and to make sure that the workers themselves get a high volume of followers and users. As everything is becoming expensive, companies and businesses will try all means possible to save money where possible. This allows them to use Facebook as an advertising platform. They use Facebook's algorithm to locate specific people who will benefit using the company or they can help. An example of this is first-home buyers, and the targets are 20 to 30 years old. The online economy is not bound by traditional rules when it concerns labor, whether it's in the physical sense or mentality.
Based on the information given, it is evident that Facebook has utilized, if not mutated, the digital economy to their own ends and needs. The different facets of the digital economy contribute in their own strengths, which ensures the stability of Facebook as an entity. Through digital convergence, Facebook has maintained a platform which serves the needs of all, whether it be attention in the form of social posting, entertainment, advertising, or communication. The platform's multitude of services ensures users have a complete experience. The platform's ability to connect users and strengthen the social bonds feed right into a human's consciousness, as we are all social animals. By allowing users to gratify themselves emotionally and through consumerism, Facebook has been able to minimize the impact of an economic downturn on itself. Improved networks and infrastructure between users and businesses has made Facebook an essential part of the capitalist world. The ability within Facebook to connect users have been impeccable and has greatly contributed to its sustained growth over the years. This network effect enables users to forego the traditional methods of business and its limitations, which in effect saves Facebook and its users from the economic upheavals which directly affect pipeline industries. Facebook consumes its users' attention. People have a natural inclination to be heard, liked, or loved. This facet is provided by Facebook. By creating a meeting ground for all the people who have access to the internet, Facebook manufactured the foundation for a platform for those who seek attention. As it feeds directly to a human characteristic, it is not ensnared by the fangs of recession. The flexibility Facebook offers its users is simply breaking the traditional employment cycle. The wide variety of jobs or gigs allows users to contribute and earn their own living, usually through self-promotion or selling products and services. The internal infrastructure within Facebook also does not conform to the traditional capitalist model. There is no boss-employee relationship, nor are users bound by time or geography. By being a separate entity of its own, it allows users to function and make a living on the platform. This exception makes the platform a necessity or a fixed part of the users' lives, thus excluding itself from the dangers of economic downturns. Despite the economic upheavals in the past 2 decades, Facebook has constantly grown over the years. However, its reliability has been scarred by multiple privacy concerns and by Facebook's selling of user data. Even though these issues have been brought to light, people still flock to the website because of the benefits and the networks they receive. Expanding into new countries has moved Facebook's dependence on Western economics. An economic downturn in Europe is not as felt as hard in another country. Thus, Facebook has managed to sustain its growth over the years.